the August 2025 WI Proud Artist of the Month, brought to you by La Crosse Community Theater. Gonna look a little different this time around. Ashton Hall is her name, and she's from the Coulee region, but these days she spends most of her time in Arizona. So we had to utilize Zoom to get our interview done. If you haven't read the intro to Ashton, you might want to go back. You're already on the website. Just go to the Artist of the Month page, check out that intro article, and then come watch part one of my interview with Ashton Hall, the August 2025 WI Proud Artist of the Month, brought to you by La Crosse Community Theater. We kick things off in part one by my asking Ashton where her passions started. Where did this fire inside her to create art that both wows and amazes begin?
I wanted to know more about oil painting because I really liked seeing like masters' works. And so I would just go to the library and check out every book about painting there was. And I would go home, and after school, I would do all the exercises and all the books I found. And I would just be drawing after school in my alone time. So I was an art nerd.
Yeah.
Ever since school.
What is the same thing that turns you on then the same thing that turns you on now about painting?
I think it's changed and evolved now that I'm older. I look at art maybe as I did when I was younger. I had a lot of curiosity back then to make art good, but now I look at art like a time for therapy and tranquility for me. So as like a form of self-soothing and therapy and coping mechanisms. And maybe during my teen years, that was what it was too, and I just didn't know it. So
sure. Yeah. You come from an incredibly artistic family. Was that growing up, did that even weigh on you? Did you even notice that? Was that intimidating?
My dad, like he would tell me there's always going to be someone that's better than you, like artistically, and that stuck with me. And I was really young, and the older I get, the more I realize how large the world is and how there's like artists everywhere, and you are uniquely you. But there is no like best, would you say? Everyone's just expressing themselves. And once I realized there's so many artists in my family, and like the halls in general are really artsy, I was like, this must be like a bloodline thing.
You halls are just crawling out of the woodwork for this thing.
Well, it's like my aunt, she's a hall, my Aunt Donna, and she quilts, and like they're masterpieces.
Mm-hmm.
Like of fiber,
Sure.
And then my uncle also paints, and then my dad, he drew blueprints ever since he was like 15 or 16 with my grandpa Hall. So he's been making houses. He's made over 500 houses in the La Crosse Coulee region since he was a teenager. So that's his art form.
Right.
Yeah, and then my uncle Kevin cuts down trees and makes them into really cool things. So like I just have a lot of hall artists I've realized over the years.
Yeah. So are you starting to see that in the little one? Is there artistic flourishes coming out of her yet?
Yeah, she's very creative. Like she loves imagination time. So I'm someone different whenever we're playing. She makes a new character for me, and I have to act her out. So I think she's a little actress, honestly. So I think that's who's coming forth in Margot Hall. So
good. Yeah. Send her my way, because that's my room. The theater's my room. So send her my way when she's ready. What art out there turns you on the most? What when you're looking at it? Not what you're creating, but what really catches your eye?
Still to this day, it's the same as when I was a teenager. I really love traditional oil painting and technique, like really like fine detailed technique, and impressionism. Oil impressionists really tug at my heart for some reason, and it moves me. Yeah.
Do you find yourself trying to create those, or is that the type of stuff that you just leave alone?
I do oil impressionism if it's a commission, if someone really wants it, or I do it for myself also. I recently did a piece based around my cat that is no longer with me, and it was a theme of nostalgia, also impressionism, oil impressionism. And it was like me sleeping next to my cat. And I just was like, I need to do, you know, something to keep her memory alive. So that's when I was like, oh, this is perfect for like an oil impressionism painting. So I did that and I was like, wow, I really miss this, you know, because you take a break from certain different mediums like acrylic and oil pastel, then I kind of meander through different mediums myself, you know, watercolor, a bunch of different things. So there's a time and place for different mediums for sure.
Speaking of different projects, you have done, I personally have one that is like this big, I don't know, a couple like inches, like a foot by a 1/2 foot. And then you've done massive murals, obviously. Is there a same approach or do you look at those different? Is there different planning? How does that work? What do you think of? What's different between doing a 1 by 1 versus a giant wall?
Like the preparation for it, like the art.
Whatever. Like it kind of boggles my mind to think that you have enough attention or skill or whatever it is to do like a simple little one, but not a simple, I don't mean, but like a little 1 by 1 versus a giant mural.
Yeah. So like, I think you have, I think you have to come at it like that size, like the large size, you kind of have to see it as small, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
So you can wrap your mind around it. So, like, let's say you're in an extremely large building, like a gymnasium. And so that small mural, well, it looked big when it was 8 by 8 foot in front of you. If you place that there, it's going to look tiny. So in my brain, I kind of trick myself into thinking it's smaller than it is. And
sure.
I'm in this huge room. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. Yeah, minimizing your not accomplishments, but minimizing your task almost.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
it actually feels more like in reach. And you're like, oh, I could do this. This is like smaller than like a 20 foot by 20 foot mural or something, you
right,
know?
right. Yeah, because you've done like team painting too. Or isn't there somewhere down southwest where you did a big cow mural across a building or something like that? Is that right?
Yeah, I did a gas station with uh, this muralist named Russell Cushman, and he's pretty famous down there. He's an oil impressionist down in Navasota, Texas. And so he's well known down there. He's a local, you know, famous person.
Yeah.
And so he does murals, and he wanted to give me a job after he saw my art at the artist in residency in Navasota. He saw my oil paintings, and he's like, "I need someone to help me with this mural." So I was like, "Yeah, like 20 feet in the air on the side of this gas station, like drawing cowboy hats and like dust and like horses, and it was really cool. It was like the best experience. It taught me how to mural paint actually. he
Sure.
he was the one who helped me.